Alright, welcome to Raising Funds for World Domination, day number 317. So for today's daily update, there are no updates on the anticipated appeal because it's Saturday. I'm pretty sure there's still that new sponsored block type available in store. Today I finally did some recording on the next long form video. This one will probably be a bit shorter. And I edited part of that. So that'll be to come out soon. And other than that, we will continue today with our work on the terminal block mining simulation game. So the current focus of the work on the game involves trying to get toward multiplayer support, and the current focus is to add some unit tests for the chunk loading model. And this actually, I haven't had tests in it. I haven't really been testing it before, and there's also some technically some bugs in it. And then it also needs to be generalized so it works with multiple clients. So I kind of have it almost doing some meaningful tests. I think there also may be some issues with like the flow control where it's like sending off maybe too many requests at once. Shoseki says, "Good evening. How's it going?" Yeah, maybe the fact that this is a list is actually, I kind of don't like the behavior. When it starts up, it looks like, it almost looks like it lags a bit, and I think that might be because of this. Going well. Had a productive day. Spent about 2 hours with Claude and Chrome MCP updating LinkedIn. Oh, interesting. Using MCP to update LinkedIn. That's not a use case I would have even thought of. Canada Generation. How's it going? You know what? I might change this. To not use a list. To interview me, went to my current LinkedIn profile, fixed a bunch of stuff. Who knows if it helps, but maybe. Yeah, I actually think sometimes just having like Well, maybe a large language model could do this, but I think sometimes it helps just to have like someone who's unfamiliar with your page or thing, like look at what you're doing, because I do see sometimes like when you're trying to advertise yourself, this is like especially true in business. If you're trying to advertise your like portfolio or what you do or your focus or whatever, people almost always overestimate how much they think other people are aware of what they're trying to communicate. Like if you have a website or something, or a sign-up link or a portfolio or something, and you want people to see it, it's like very common for someone to have like a LinkedIn, and there's like just a link, like an about, my website link or my resume thing or some reference to something, and or even like they post a YouTube video, they're like, hey, I'm looking for this or that thing, please check out my portfolio. And then you're like, oh wow, that's interesting, and you try to like find their portfolio and you can't find the link, you can't find their website or whatever. Or even like for my stuff, I have like Patreon. My Patreon link is on every single page. It's like an automatic stub, and if you go to my channel, it's there. But people still, I'll get people will randomly comment like, hey, have you ever thought about starting a Patreon page? I'm like, I have one, and it's linked in literally every video. So sometimes just kind of like getting the context, because to you it's familiar, but not to everyone else. Let's just make that 1. Watched a good YouTube video a while ago about different platform types. Apparently TikTok, Twitter, Instagram are good for finding content creators. Patreon and Ko-fi are good for getting paid. Yeah, every platform has a specific focus and importance. Twitter's changed dramatically. Like in the last, 6 months or something. I would say it almost seems Twitter is almost exclusively around news, like breaking news and stuff. So, to the extent where, like, if you post something that's not about breaking news or like what's the current thing, then like if it's informational content, then it just won't get seen. TikTok got acquired by Oracle recently, so they changed their algorithm a lot. Instagram also has been changing. It depending on the laws and the administration, it changed a lot. And there's certain platforms where I think it's like basically baked into your algorithm that even if your content gets engagement, they're like trying to curate a certain type of audience on the platform. So even if your content is good, it'll never actually get seen. But yeah, you can monetize on Twitter, but I don't think anybody actually makes anything on Twitter. Patreon is, I don't really use it for I just use it as like a payment processor, basically. They don't really support cross-linking. Yeah, every platform wants, I think that's pretty much it's a good assumption for every platform. If you link to a different platform on any other platform, then you'll get downranked in that post. It'll still get seen, but yeah, anytime I advertise something or like try to monetize, that post will always do worse. The real Cherie. Good evening. Is that a tea? Yes, it is orange pico tea. Or Earl Grey, I think. Need to restock. Out for a few weeks. That's too much time to be out of tea. were on my shopping list. Now I'll hopefully get some very soon. Nice. What's your favorite kind of tea? I'm a fan of black teas personally. I know some people really like fruity teas, but I always find they're really sour. Cannabis sativa? That's not a type of tea. Maybe remember HTTP 418. I am a teapot. I forget the lore behind that. I know it's one of the official HTTP codes. I forget why they added it. Zax4378 says, I'm gay. Congratulations. That means you're happy. The Utah Teapot? I don't. I'm digging in my brain. I can't conjure up anything for that. Utah Teapot is one of the default 3D models. Very famous. Oh yeah, I think I remember. It sounds like one of those things that I learned and then forgot about. Should I have done this? Because I guess if I want to send one element at a time, I can just do it. You know what? I'm gonna revert all my changes that I just did. was thinking maybe I'd do that for better flow control, but I think I can just send a list of one element, and then if I need to go the other way, I may refactor it. I may end up unrefactoring this again. That's what Google says about 418. The humorous, intentionally designed client-side error code, indicating that the server is a teapot and refuses to brew coffee. I seem to recall the one of the first webcams ever. The first live stream was of a teapot. Someone set that up to so that everyone could monitor the coffee pot in the other office. It's very easy. It's a software dev to create work for yourself. Should I have done this? It's a question for the ages. Yeah, I thought about it. I kind of put the UI when it first loads. It seems like it locks up. I don't know. I'm not sure where exactly that is. It would, and I had thought for a while that there's some kind of flow control issue in the chunk loading model. Okay, now that I'm trying to actually think about how to meaningfully test this, I realize it's going to be kind of harder to because it depends, because there's basically two threads working in tandem, the testing thread and then the actual chunk loading thread. And depending on race conditions, they're gonna have to synchronize at some point at multiple points throughout the testing. Was it a live stream to see if an unwatched pot refuses to boil? No, I think it was something. It was either like it was something about checking if there was coffee in the pot, if there was any coffee left. Does modern Java use things like promises? I think the latest versions of Java I've seen are it almost seems like they're trying to make it into a functional language. I actually don't keep up with modern Java at all, to be honest. Oh, it's getting windy out. Okay, so get a random set of regions. So I guess this maybe should block. What's going on? We are currently working on some unit tests for a terminal-based video game. It's a live thinking stream. Yep. Now let me think about thinking. So ideally I want to test like all the preconditions and callbacks and stuff. When I tell it to update the regions, it ideally should call back with the signal for any chunks that have become pending, and that's necessary so I can update the UI, so to give an indication that they have question marks. And then once they load, then I do another callback. Now because it's in a different thread, I would have to wait, but it also means if I check the progress in every loop, and I end up with a bug, then it will deadlock and I will never see progress. Oh boy, we got a super chat from James Goodrich, I assume. Thinking is not allowed under your current subscription. Please upgrade to a plan that allows thought. Thank you for your cooperation. Oh, this is the new model where you will not own anything and be happy. You not even allowed to own thoughts. You gotta subscribe. Thank you very much. Last Friday, I asked my teacher if I should learn specific programming language or multiple languages. He said nowadays AI can write code for us, so we shouldn't waste too much time on programming. We should learn more about how to use AI to do you agree, Robert? Ask your teacher if you what kind of teacher was it? Is this a school teacher or is it a programming teacher? Doesn't sound like a great teacher. I mean, it's hard to say. So high school, yeah, it's hard to say. I do think like knowledge workers are going to get hit very hard, but probably not necessarily for reasons necessarily about like the AI models replacing them. I don't know. There's so many things changing so fast all at once. So as it is today, like right now, I'm not using AI coding. And every stream, people ask me about like, hey, why are you not using Claude Code and stuff? And I know, I do agree it's probably is better. I just haven't had time to experiment with it. A few times I've gone on like, what is it, Copilot. So there's a link in the description. You can go to the GitHub for this, and you can go on Copilot, and you can ask it questions like, I've asked that a few times, like, give me an example of an optimization to this function, or one of the last things I asked it was, add a block. Give me the code to add a new block type for metallic gold to this game, and that should be very, very easy. to do. It also has like lots of examples in the code. And the answer it gave me, I kind of thought it like, oh, this is a softball question, but it completely was wrong. And like the answer it gave was like not even close. Like we tried inheriting from like a class that doesn't exist and stuff, things that that should be like, AI is absolutely smart enough to solve that problem. Now, if you like ask it and point that out, but I asked it to do this, and it didn't do it. And people keep saying like, oh, it's so amazing, it's gonna take over. But like, where is it? And I think I do see a lot of potential in it. Like it almost does seem like we're on the cusp of being able to like, really get crazy on the exponential curve. But at the same time, it's a common fault of like entrepreneurs because like if you're an entrepreneur, you see the potential, you see like, oh, it's going to get better, we're going to make so much money and stuff. But it's also true that entrepreneurs will constantly say, oh, it's eventually going to get crazy, and then we're going to replace all our employees and stuff, and then it never materializes. I could see it one day getting pretty crazy. Like it's probably just going to be like every year it's going to get better and better and better. But as of today, like we still need coders, and there's tons of people saying like it's going to replace all everyone in the next 6 months and stuff, and then it just keeps not happening. A big component of the layoffs recently is actually just because it's a cover for like if companies come out and say they're laying off programmers because they anticipate lower revenue, then that makes the stock price go down. But if they say we're laying people off because we're more efficient, we replace them with AI, the stock price goes up. Because if you just do the calculation, like if I tell you I run a company, revenue's way down, that means earnings per share is down with the same, for the same unit economics. But if I say revenue is the same, but we now have half the employees, the profit goes way up by, you just subtract those salaries from the balance sheet. So that's another thing that's going on. I kind of think you'll probably have to do like everything. Like ideally, if you want to go into this profession and master the craft, you'll have to learn the programming language and you'll have to learn AI. So I think it is a good idea to learn AI and look how to use it to solve problems. But you should also ideally know how to solve them like independently of the AI. Like, I think the people who are going to do best with AI are the people who kind of don't trust it and always assume it's like it's lying to you and it's like showing you mistakes and stuff, and it's your job to find the flaws in everything it's saying, and then it's like a pathological liar all the time. I think that's the right strategy to survive in this profession. Although it's, the economy is so crazy that we keep like the government, we keep having pandemics and wars and stuff. Like when COVID happened, the entire economy shifted. Everyone went inside, and then the demand for software skyrocketed, and we didn't have enough engineers. So then we had like record enrollment in that profession, and all the people who went to the profession, who started studying at 2021 or something, those people graduated and are graduating now, or like the last couple of years, and now we have like record low demand. So like it's the worst of both worlds. They have the most competition in the weakest job market right now. But then of course, like because everyone's pessimistic and stuff, I bet enrollment is dropping like a rock right now. And so if you go into the computer science profession when everyone is like maximum pessimistic, that'll probably have a better outcome, because when you graduate, you're going to be graduating with less peers, and the economy might be recovered. But then also, we have wars that are going on, and the other variable is immigration. If the government decides like, oh, let's bring in 1 trillion people to compete with you, then suddenly, it's going to get really, really difficult for you, and you have no control over that, and you also, it's impossible to predict. Oh, and like government stimulus too. The government might just like print $5 trillion into the economy, and then pump up all these AI startups. But then also, they might pull the plug on it, and then they'll all crash. So it's it's getting harder to reason about what's going to happen. Kind of feels like it's in the category of flying cars promised in the past. Yeah, there are some aspects of AI where I think, oh, this could get like a runaway crazy thing, but at the same time, I think a lot of the most profound, profound takeover scenarios with AI are all going to be like capital limited. Like I think we could even get to a point like, let's say you had an actual general AI, and it realized like, wow, I can do all this amazing stuff and figure out better than human solutions. The first thing it would probably do is it would ask for more resources. So it would say like, can you build a data center here, or can you order all these robots and stuff? And the time to deploy that capital and to build the infrastructure that the AI wants is going to take time. So that's going to kind of slow down, even in a general AI singularity scenario. And we're not at that yet. Like one of the other things that kept me away from actually trying out AI seriously is I would go and I would look at the plugins for actually using AI, and they all had like 1-star reviews, and people were like, this is total garbage, and I can't even copy and paste with this. And they're like, this is using the old version of the model. It's like the results are terrible and stuff. And so I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time with some AI plugin that can't copy and paste. So, given we were at that point like 6-8 months ago, I don't know. It's probably not going to take over. I think, actually, I think she said she or he suggested that the right strategy is to learn how to use the AI, but I think knowing how to write code and like knowing about how code is structured and design patterns and stuff, that allows you to specify the language to request the AI to do stuff. So for example, if I want to get an AI to write an OS for me, if you have no idea about writing an operating system, you probably don't know that a context switch or like preemptive context switching is a very important part of an operating system. And so if you don't know that phrase or what that means, then you won't be able to ask the AI to give you that. And if you don't know like the common problems and pitfalls that you can have, like for example, if you've ever written a preemptive context switch before, you might know that forgetting to save some of the registers is a common bug. And then if you ask the AI, give me the context switch code for a preemptive context switch for this CPU, and then you get an answer back, and it doesn't save the registers, you can say like, this is wrong, you're not saving the registers. But if you don't know anything about the result, then you won't be able to respond and correct the AI. Is ML AI the next front-end engineer? I think it'll probably invade every role, back end and front end. What do you think about business opportunities for AI? Cybersecurity. There probably would be some, if you could get really good at like, if you could learn the patterns for like really good fuzz testing and I guess like if you're probably already good at cybersecurity, you'd probably be very, very good at asking an AI to help you do cybersecurity much more efficiently. Put it this way, AI might be powerful. Software has never been more complex. Expectations have never been higher. Yeah, the other thing I've been said repeatedly about my impressions of it so far are AI works. The output you get with AI is very good if the solution space to your problem is very large and any random point in that solution space is acceptable. That's the scenario where AI is good. But the scenario where it's like garbage is when you have a very large solution space and there's like exactly one potential solution that's acceptable. Often the AI is really bad at finding that. It'll maybe get close to it. Like an example of like a big solution space is, I said, like write a computer program that'll wish you happy birthday, and it looks fancy, and there's like many interpretations. Like just it could output happy birthday, but maybe it's not centered, and it's like the color is kind of weird, but there's some like balloon icons or something, or a cake, or like any combination of those things is acceptable. But if you ask an AI, write a computer program that performs the absolute fastest memory copy function for arbitrary data structures, and it considers like overlapping regions stuff, that's the kind of thing where very often the AI it'll give you something that's close, but it's just like it's subtly wrong, but it's catastrophically wrong, so you have to figure out how to fix it yourself. Is that why gold is so valuable? Because $1 trillion can be printed in a snap. Yeah, I get that's why probably commodities are going up so much, and we got the war going on. There's also I think there's also like some I don't know, the people, the powers that be who have all the money are doing some shady business with the market. There's some market manipulation with the billionaires and people who are in a pay grade above us. Just prompting it wrong, bro. Just vibe coded an entire OS. It's called Windows 11. Nice. You should sell it. Get rich. That's why Windows 11 sucks at working with DisplayPort monitors over USB 4, doc. Yep, it's all your fault. The War is a great cover for the files not being released. Some of them are released. I saw there was a thing that's like even more of them were. People are talking about them today. There's so much completely insane news going on now. It's like impossible to process. In Canada here, we also had this absolutely historic decision by the government, by the court in BC to acknowledge title, Aboriginal title to like the entire city of Vancouver. And now all these like private landowners are like there's a completely unanswered legal question about who has title to their property. Because like Western style property law is exclusive ownership of property, and so like all these people, and the Canadian media barely covered this at all. So for people in that situation, it's like number one. Saturation point has been constantly reached for a while. Yeah, it does seem like we're in a saturation point. So people are just, there's so much going on all at once. People can't cope. No one owns anything. What is just a steward of a property for a period of time? Well, I mean, even that is in question now. Same thing with land ownership in Australia. Just all a name. Means nothing really changed here. Well, I mean the thing in Vancouver, this just happened like a few days ago. So there's a whole bunch of unanswered questions, but like this is probably gonna decrease people's property values a lot. Giordani says, hello there. How are you doing? I'm pretty good. How are you? Okay, I haven't done any coding yet. I did some coding and then I reverted it. I guess the test doesn't make a lot of sense. Unless I actually wait every iteration. I'm good. Pretty amazed by how deep math can get. Yep, it gets really deep. You should learn the Riemann hypothesis. Good job. We distracted Robert. Yep. Shibal says, yo, how's it going? Chat wasn't this alive since 1987. That was a while ago. Fortran, Fortnite. Those are different things. Can you please explain what you're doing? I am working on some unit tests for a terminal-based video game that I'm working on. So I have, I guess the tests run right now, I think, or not. I broke it. Yeah, anyway, so I'm writing tests for the chunk loading model of a terminal-based video game. Maybe that's because probably because I didn't deploy it. What is the Riemann hypothesis? How do you feel about the fast Fourier transform? The fast Fourier transform is actually it actually was on my to-do list at one time to make a video, and the video, it was going to be titled the fast Fourier transform, the most important algorithm. And actually, Veritasium made a video, and I think it has the same title. And I can't remember. I can't remember if I watched the video, but yeah, Veritasium has a video on the fast Fourier transform, and it is it's a very important algorithm. Yeah, Fourier transforms and Laplace transform. I wish I had time to mess around with that stuff more. There's quite a bit of deep. Actually, if you Google search for how to multiply numbers with the Fourier transform, you might still find my blog post. Actually, I guess I could probably do that. We should all become CEOs. We could. Bro. Why don't you too become a CEO? Like in that video we were talking about. So the problem is there's too many entrepreneurs trying to do that, but because that's unproductive, what ends up happening is a lot of people try to do that, and then it doesn't even work. Because then they make some stupid product, and then it doesn't. They can't raise the rounds, and then they try to get the contracts, but they don't have the connections. So for every one person trying to do that, there's probably 10 people who are trying to do that model and failing. And then when you try to do that and then fail, now you have no money, and you kind of burn your bridges. Can you suggest anyone interesting viruses like Stuxnet, which is not that popular? Like I Love You or WannaCry. Suggest any more interesting viruses. I don't know. Are you looking for documentaries or just research projects? There's the Morris worm. Actually, I have a video. I have a video on the pinky command, which references the finger command, which was the target of the Morris worm back in the day. Ever since Veritasium did their math had a whole video, specifically the part about Cantor's diagonalization argument. I pretty much stopped watching their content. I don't think I watched that video. That's a topic I'm not well versed on. Can you please send your GitHub account? There's a link in the description. Got the toilet command. It's free. I've got fire, yeah. So many types of text you can do. If I remember correctly, there's I think there's another command like the toilet command. Just Google search for like toilet command alternative, and I think there's another one that does something similar. Oh yeah. There we go. It's the very first result. Yeah, this is the way to just take really big numbers and use Fourier transforms to multiply them. We figured out the fast Fourier because we wanted to know if Russia was nuclear testing weapons underground. We wanted to see if we could tell the difference between regular seismic data and nuclear tests. Yeah, I remember that in the lore. Turns out you can break any complicated waveform data into its most basic functions. Sine, square, saw, and triangle. Yeah, I think there's a restriction. There's like, I think any periodic function or like some qualified periodic function you can. The crazy thing with Fourier transforms is let me think. So I think there's a fast Fourier transform, and then there's I think another variant of the fast Fourier transform that's let me think. I can't remember the implementation of the fast Fourier transform now, but like there's another version of the fast Fourier transform. It's like the even faster Fourier transform. It's like some prime based division of it, and then there's the fact that you can do Fourier transforms on like rings, and then there's the number theoretic transform, where you can because with the Fourier transform you have to do floating point calculations, so you can end up with imprecision. But with the number theoretic transform, you can avoid. I think you can. I haven't gone through the math, but I'm pretty sure you can do it with pure integers, so you can completely avoid floating point rounding errors. So there's that, and then the Fourier transform is a special case of the Laplace transform. So you can generalize the whole thing even more. We got a super chat. Thank you very much for your first super on the live stream. To fix your quiz. Just for curiosity, they say Stuxnet code is now public. How easy is it for my friend to F up my PC using that code? I'm not sure. I guess if it's public, then hopefully one would presume that the attack vector has been patched. I can't remember. I think Stuxnet itself, I think, was designed to attack programmable logic controllers in the centrifuges of a Iranian nuclear facility. So it probably doesn't actually do too much to your machine. I think it'll just like lie dormant. But just don't plug if you have any uranium purification centrifuges, don't plug them into your computer. So it'll break them. Turns out I like the toilet command. It's a pretty good command. Stuxnet wasn't designed to attack normal PCs. It's made as a sabotage for nuclear centrifuges. Yep. I need my centrifuges up and running to provide fuel for the reactor that runs my BTC miners. Yeah, and if you're running all these like powerful AI models and stuff, you basically need your own nuclear reactor now. Is there another database? Or can I just Google? How do I learn more about fast Fourier circles? I'm not sure what that part means. Is there another database? Do you mean, are you talking about the blog post? For me, I just Googled multiplying numbers using fast Fourier, and I actually have two articles about a couple of math articles. So this is the one about multiplying numbers to do Fourier transforms. And then if you want to just look at the overlap add, overlap save, I dug into this when I was doing like audio stuff, and you can actually look into this project if you want the fast mean transform. So it was a way to transform. It's a tool to take arbitrary audio and transform it into a Linux command. So you can actually run this in the terminal and it'll play audio. It basically just takes the waveform and gets the Fourier components. And then there's a bunch of, I found you can actually, there's a few tricks you can do to like decrease the size. So we just kind of like clip some of the audio. But yeah, if you are a huge fan of Fourier transforms, you can check out this. I think it didn't actually get much traction, but and then this is where I think this is not my best quality writing here. I think that some of this, I tried to like reason through why it was okay to, this is my reasoning on being able to clip some of the information. Just use solar power. It's green, and green is good. That's true. 20 weeks to store enough energy. Run the LSHW command. It could be faster than that. I'm confused. I just wanted to know more. That's effing amazing. Thank you. You're welcome. FLV.exe is interesting. I gotta go off that. It's hurting my eyes. Croatian Yeti is decent and scary. If you want classic one, that was considered malware. Oh, viruses. Ruined systems. Yeah, I don't really want to play with viruses. They'll accidentally escape. All right. I put in my hour for tonight. I'll probably leave things there. I don't think I actually coded anything tonight. Let's see. I guess I gotta at least do some planning. Oh wait, I had a compile error, I think. Oh, I fixed it. So that's all I accomplished tonight. I broke it and then I fixed it. Yeah, I'm at the stage of working on something where it's hard to get started. It's hard to visualize how to structure this right, because I have the testing thread, and then the thread that's actually doing the work. And I'd like to test things deterministically. I want it to kind of like fuzz it, but also be deterministic. And because it's in a separate thread, it's going to have to synchronize with the main thread. Thank you. Good night. Have a good night. Robert, do you know the up power command? I do not. Great stuff. Could you use a thread pool with a count of 1 to help make it more deterministic? Well, the test thread itself. So basically, I'm testing a component of the. So I have this in memory chunks class, and it runs its own thread. And this is a unit test, so for the purpose of the test, I can't modify anything in this or in the thread, because I'm testing the thread, because it actually runs in another application, another part of the application. But I guess really what I should do is just like inject these region updates, and then so send this message to the other thread, the in-memory chunks thread, and then this method will have to like synchronize. It'll have to just like sit there and wait. It'll have to wait until some condition is true. But I guess then I have to, if due to a bug, one of the failure cases could be a deadlock. But I'd like to have it actually crash instead. The real question is now yourself from just streaming. The real question is now yourself from just streaming coding for 8 hours. Fortunately, I'm only doing one hour per day of the coding. There was this Instagram musician I ran into. He only coded to write music. upower-L, grep-E. This command that you show your battery percentage in terminal. I can even output text into the toilet if you want to look cool. That's a great use for the toilet command. All right, we'll leave it on that for tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow night for day 318. All right, have a good night, guys.